Families there, families everywhere deserve to be famous. Why should your family be famous? Send us your video. Let's put your family on TV. Let's show everybody what your traditions are. Let's hear about your family. Everybody's family is unique, and we want to hear about yours. Today's famous family is the Lopez family. They have a unique situation. Mom works and Dad stays home. He's the home engineer. Let's hear how these kids benefit from their roles in their home. It's unique. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Galileo Lopez.
I'm Lena Lopez.
I'm Micaela Lopez. And I'm Max Lopez.
And we're the Lopezes.
And they are today's famous family. So Lopez family, you have a unique situation. You stay home with the kids and you go to work. Tell us how that works.
People would call a primary parent or a stay-at-home parent or a stay-at-home dad, but I jokingly like to refer myself as a domestic engineer to encompass my former background in technology.
Okay, which was?
I was a systems engineer for quite some time, and I did project management and product management for a variety of companies, primarily in healthcare.
Wow, all right. And Lena?
And I am a lawyer, and I'm a lawyer at a small firm in Washington, D.C. called Berliner, Corcoran and Rowe, and I'm a litigator.
Wow, exciting, both exciting roles. I love it. So do you guys tell your friends that your dad is the stay-home dad and your mom's working?
Not really.
Doesn't come up?
No. Sometimes me and my friends are talking about like our parents working, and I tell them that my mom works and she's a lawyer, but that's pretty much all.
As you can see, these kids have it made. They're doing it right. So that's why they're today's famous family. So guys, what do you think? What do you tell your friends?
We just say that we have a ninja course.
They really like the ninja course. How does this balance work for the kids?
Listen, it's 2020, and I think both parents should be involved in every aspect of raising a family, not just raising children. But I mean, I like to think of your wife, your husbands. I mean, they can't do what they do without the support they have at home. So, no, you're not just an at-home parent. You're doing much more. I think there's a lot of value to be added to an at-home parent.
I wanted to see the rope done. Where's the bell? Daddy needs to put a bell up there so you can ring the bell, right?
You just slap the hand at the top bar.
Wow. Yay!
There it is.
All right. Lena, tell us about being an attorney. What would you tell little girls out there? Have you ever given your own daughter advice, like when she's playing dolls, that she doesn't just have to be a mommy?
Absolutely, and other young women who are trying to get into law, they ask for advice, which is the same advice. My advice would be become a really good reader and a really good writer, because those are the things that make a really good lawyer. You have to think logically and be confident, and those are skills that some people have naturally, some people work on them a little more.
Right.
But the most important thing is to work on your reading and your writing.
Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys will follow it, even during COVID, right?
Right.
With virtual learning.
That's right.
Yes, we're going to find out about that. Today's the first day of virtual learning.
Yes, it is.
School, September 2020. Wow, exciting. We're going to hear about that. So tell us about your job
Well,
right now.
I mean, where to start, right? The life of any domestic partner, there's a lot to do, a lot to say, a lot to handle, so you wear a lot of different hats. As you heard earlier, one of the ventures that sparked out of staying home, which was inspired by the kids, was doing a lot of baking at home, and that turned into a side business of custom cakes and baked goods, and they called it the Cake Pop, since the kids were the inspiration.
Right.
Not only to pick up on the actual a cake pop, but the fact that I'm a at-home parent as well. So the Cake Pop emerged from staying at home.
Very good. Wow.
He's also tech support and desk builder and
Yes,
all
yes.
sorts of roles.
There's a lot of hats that come with it. So today's hats were, you know, IT support, you know, lunch lady,
Lunch dad.
janitor,
Uh-huh.
you know, all the
Right.
above with virtual learning. So yeah,
Nurse, right?
exactly, exactly.
Everything, everything. Take us through before COVID. Take us through a routine with the kids from morning till night.
On a regular school day, you know, we're up early in the morning having breakfast, you know, following by the routine of getting ready for school.
Do you make
dropping off-
breakfast? Do you give them cereal? Do you make eggs? What do you do?
You know, it's a variety. Sometimes
Okay.
sometimes you go for the cereal box. Sometimes you know, turn on the stove. But it depends on the day. You know, truth be told, the weekends gets more stove action in the morning than the weekdays because we're always rushing out to get somewhere,
What
particularly to
about
school.
some parents are flying through like your fast food restaurants? This is all before COVID in the morning. Are you guys doing that sometimes too?
Yeah, no, we're you know, I won't say we don't do fast food, but we are very limited with our fast food intake. So
Very good, very good.
yeah, and that's particularly from a health perspective. You know, we're not very big fans of the fast food. So
Okay. So, Lena, take us through a day with you. Are you leaving really early? This is again before COVID.
Pre-COVID, if I were commuting into Washington, D.C., I would get up around 5 in the morning in order to get a good parking spot at the Metro.
Well,
Take the Metro in to D.C., go to my office, work out, start working, and then put in a full day and meetings and lunches and then calls and the rest of it, and then turn back around and commute home in order to spend time and dinner with the family, read to the kids at night, and then have them read to me and tuck them in and try to spend the last waking hours with my husband.
a little quality time never hurt anybody at the end of the day.
very good,
You
very
know,
good.
a lot of couples get lost in everything else, but I think it's important to make that, you know, just carve out a few minutes at the end of every day just to catch up.
For sure, for sure. You hear a lot of couples having a really hard time with COVID. One, because their nannies aren't there or they don't have daycare.
Sure.
So you guys are in luck.
Yeah, yeah.
that you're doing this, right?
We're in a unique position,
Yes.
and we understand that we're very lucky. We have you know, a single income household. It works for us.
Yes.
We understand for other families it's not as easy. So we've kind of been doing this for some time. You know, I left corporate America when our first Micaela, she's now 12, 2 weeks before she was born, and we decided that I was going to stay home. So, you know, we've been doing it for a while. Lena's been working remotely for some time, so we have some type of routine that we've been doing for a long time to include, you know, work, school, lunches, after school, in-home care, homeworks, dinners, etc. So, you know, we just applied that routine, modified it a little bit with virtual learning and, you know, all the crises going on with the current pandemic. So, while it's not perfect, we try to make it as best we can.
Right, and back to the couple time, I mean, that is so important. With COVID, you hear a lot of couples saying, oh my gosh, we never spent this much time together. And they're, you know, you see all the various shows where they're doing date night together and getting dressed up and coming down, because a lot of people, I guess, aren't even getting dressed, which, I don't know, I still get up, shower, do my makeup, do my morning routine, you know, and so for
Well,
some...
as you can see, this hair doesn't do itself, so. Yeah.
a lot of work goes into it. So how did you come up with the decision that you were going to stay home?
I think it was just hapstance. You know, I was in transition right before our daughter was born. You know, I was in the process of looking, and we noticed that made the transition of her going back to work a lot easier. I'm in the tech industry, so we said, hey, I'll stay home with her for the first 6 months because no daycare, no nanny, no at-home care person was just good enough. So that allowed us to, you know, be with her, you know, for the first 6 months. 6 months turned into a year turned into, you know, 12 years later, 11 years later, and it just continued working for us, and we kept it going.
Well, and he was also very generous and said you should take your career to the next level, and really the best way to do that is to have somebody at home so you can do the kind of work that needs to be done to get the job done. So
Without the guilt.
without the guilt and without the worry of having
Yeah.
to get home at a certain time.
So during COVID, how has your routine changed now that you're here? Tell us about the distractions, or are they respectful of your time and of your job?
Yeah, as my husband was saying, I've been doing a little bit of telecommuting on and off for the past 11 years now. So
Ah.
they know that when mommy's down in the basement in her office, it's time to let mommy work. I think the biggest change for me is I was traveling a fair bit before the pandemic hit, and so I was gone, including for Halloween last year, which was not the favorite part of the kids' year when I was gone
Aw.
on Halloween. But in any event, that changed. Every single piece of travel shut down, and it's been nice that I've been able to spend more quality time at home without having to travel.
I hear
Yeah,
a lot of
very
people
nice.
are giving up their offices and like, wait, why do we do this again? Like, let's just
Right.
get together somewhere else and work from home.
Zoom.
Yeah, the pandemic might change us forever.
Yeah,
And I think it's great that family is coming first for a lot of people, and that's wonderful for the kids.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah. So back to exercise as we look at this beautiful structure that you have here. Tell us, do you exercise during the day?
you know, I try. You know, I mostly play football, and that's European football, the original football.
Okay.
And you know, do a little bit of cycling, both mountain and road. And you know, the kids and I and Lena, we got into watching American Ninja Warrior. One afternoon, the kids turned to me and said, "Dad, can you put a Ninja Warrior course in the backyard?" I said, "Sure." I started small scale for them, and then I said, "Wait a minute, I think I'm going to want to do this too." And then small scale turned into, you know, what you see behind us here, and it's a great place for the kids to exercise. You know, pre-pandemic, we had a lot of neighborhood kids here, you know, playing, having a good time, doing ninja course, just running around and just hearing kids playing and laughing and having a good time. It's just always nice to be that backyard. So that's how this came about.
I had a trampoline and I was that backyard. I can't even imagine if I had this. Oh my gosh. Definitely the favorite backyard.
Yeah.
My kids are big and want to go to his backyard.
Yeah, your kids have been to my backyard to do a little warm up, a little practice prior to a couple Spartan runs. Yeah.
So do you challenge the kids at night? Do you guys go on this thing at night?
Well, you know, sadly they are the better ones at it, you know, but I'm closely sneaking up behind them, so I try.
Good. Well, this is good exercise, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
It is incredible upper body, you know, strength required to do it. So yeah, it's a challenge.
So are you having them, do you have a certain exercise routine, or do you just say, let's go? I mean,
You know,
When-
I think the best way to approach it is just to allow them to have fun however they see fit. You know, there's no one way in and one way out. Just go from one section to the next section to the next section. Make you know, make a game out of it. The most popular game around here is the floor is lava. So
Oh.
go around anywhere without touching the floor because the floor is lava. So
very nice. Okay.
yeah.
Well, I meant during your school day, like with virtual learning now, will you take them out and say, hey, we need to do the course for a
Oh.
half hour?
Mommy forces an hour of exercise a day. So I
Awesome.
told them, once the computer is off, you are needing to go to the ninja course for an hour, and if not that, something else.
That is
Yeah.
good advice.
Yeah.
That is great.
yeah, they definitely need to get their exercise in just to burn off some energy, you know, throughout the day.
Right.
With being on a computer all day, it's just, you know, the kids are kids. Kids need to move. Kids they need to be active. So
Right.
we try to do our part.
Very good. Yes. You know, I believe that too. So, anyway, your house on Halloween. Oh my gosh.
We're that house. Huh?
You are that house. It has bugs though. I mean, you know, no, just kidding. So tell us about your house on Halloween. My gosh, you sell tickets.
Oh gosh, yeah. No.
And your tickets are donated for a good cause too. The money that you raise, tell us.
Yeah. So yeah, we're big fans of Halloween. You know, probably me a little more so than Lena, but you know, she indulges my creativity for the holiday.
We're going to
and
show some pictures of,
some of the display.
yeah, some of the displays. And
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have some
absolutely.
video, we'd love to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, when we moved to the neighborhood in 2008, you know, I just started with a small cemetery in the front yard, and that has evolved to a 25 by 40 foot by 8 foot tall maze on our front driveway, which, you know, kids, parents from the neighborhood and outside the neighborhood line up for, you know, what
High
seems
school
hours.
students?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely, to go through, and you know, it's fun. Recently, we started doing kind of a collection donation basis. You know, if you liked it, donate a few bucks here and there, or donate some food that we would take to the local pantry to, you know, give back to the community and help out a little bit as well. But yeah, that's how it kind of, you know, came about.
So how long does it take to put up this Halloween display? When do you start? We've seen you building out there. Tell us about it.
You know, being in an HOA and being part of the HOA, I don't like to break the rules. So, you know, by HOA guidelines, we can't start until 30 days before the holiday, and everything has to be away 30 days after the holiday. So
Wow.
I start on October 1st, and you know, it's an entire month for one, you know,
One big
night,
day.
one big
Yeah.
night. But all I can say, it's a labor of love. You can't quantify the amount of time and hours spent not only putting stuff up, but planning in the garage and building in advance in the garage, you know, every year. So that.
So does it change every year?
So yeah, the theme does change from year to year.
Wow.
You know, and just kind of keep it fresh. The kids now, the maze has been up for what, 5 years now.
Yep.
And you know, some kids come through with their notebook and they record the path so they can come back the next year and be like, I already know where it is. So then I got to change the maze
What?
path so they get confused and they don't know what's going on. And you know,
Oh my gosh.
and on a good year, we get a lot of the neighborhood kids to participate. So they become the ghouls and goblins and part of the theme and part of what's going on inside the maze too. You know, their favorite part is to scare their peers, scare their
Yeah.
classmates. They come around that they maybe don't know that they're in there, and that's where they get a good kick out of it. And you know, they don't have to worry about trick-or-treating, because at the end of the night, all the leftover candy that we've gotten, and a lot of community members and neighbors also donate, you know, because, you know, half the kids are on this side of the neighborhood and they have a lot of leftover candy, so they drop it off every night or every
Oh.
Halloween night. When they're done, their lights go out, and you know, all the kids that participated get a bag full of candies as well.
Wow, that's so nice. That's incredible. How do you feel about that?
Well, except for the Reese's peanut butter cups, because I keep those for myself.
True.
Awesome. I would have to say those are my favorite too. So what else do you want to share with parents out there? You want to share some things that you tell other women, or you feel? What advice can you give other women out there that are like, I don't know, stuck in, is it like, you know, a stigma that they have to stay home, they have to stay with their kids?
Right.
I mean, how do they get away from that and say, he's going to do a great job too, and it sounds like you're doing a great job.
Yep.
But by the way, you also teach languages to the children?
So yeah, so I'm fluent. I was born.
Sorry, Lena, we're gonna.
No problem.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was born in El Salvador, so
Okay.
I speak Spanish as my primary language, and we are raising the kids bilingual, and so they don't attend our local community school, our local district school. They go outside a district to a bilingual school as well, where half a day they learn in Spanish and half day they learn in English. So they go to London Town Elementary School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Lena, sorry. Tell us.
I think for advice, I would say choose something you love to do, because if you're going to be spending time away from the family, you want to make sure that you love doing it. And so I found a career, luckily, that I love to do, and so it's not that difficult to kiss them goodbye if I'm doing something I love and supporting the family. So, you know, follow your passion and make sure you're happy doing it. Otherwise, it's a real drag to spend time away from the family doing something you're not happy with.
For sure. And so how do you feel if approached? Were you ever approached by or frowned upon from a stay-home mom, like, oh, you're a career mom?
I remember one woman where she threatened her kids in a joking way that she was going to send them to daycare when they misbehaved,
Ah.
as a kind of a backhanded insult of, of making us feel like, well, we are all working and not with our kids. And I remember that stinging a little bit, because it's not a punishment for them to not be with mom. It's a good thing for them to explore and be social, whether it's at daycare, with dad, with whomever, the nanny, grandma. So I think that, it shouldn't be a bad thing. It should be just whatever works for each individual family.
Have you ever seen the sign, a happy, how does it go?
Happy wife, happy life?
No. If mom's not happy, no one's happy.
Well,
So-
there's some truth to that.
But
Yeah.
so a lot of the time too, I've seen several moms that say, we're working part-time. We had to just go back part-time because we were going to lose our minds. So you started the cake pop business. You're doing other stuff. You're building ninja courses. So I think, what do you want to say in regard to that, Lena? Like, as far as, to those kind of moms, they have to, the one mom in particular I'm thinking of adores her child. Like, you have to push her out the door to go to work. Once she goes, she's like, as soon as she hits the driveway, she's rolling, right? And she's happy. But to get her out the door, but she said, people have said to her, well, do you want to be a stay-home mom? No, I would lose my mind. So what would you say to, do you think it's a good thing? She said she likes to use her brain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think, being a stay-at-home parent has to be a decision. Right? I hope it's a decision. Some people don't have a choice. They have to work for financial reasons or other. And so I hope that it's a choice based on whatever you want to do and whatever works for the family. But I do think it's important to stretch your brain, no matter whether you're a stay-at-home parent or not. And there's ways to do that and still being able to spend time with your children.
How do you stretch your brain?
Listen, it's, staying at home is not glamorous. I've stayed at home since.
I don't know. You have this Halloween thing. We're standing here talking to you. I don't know, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a glamorous job. I guarantee you.
Your hair gets a mess.
You'll never find candidates, clamoring to fill the positions that you do, with your children from infants. Snot, poop, messes, food everywhere, all that stuff. By any stretch of means, is not glamorous. So it can get monotonous, but you have to. Like Elena said, it's a choice. It's a family decision, and each family does what is best for them. We're not anyone to judge what they should or shouldn't do.
Right.
Every family should do what works best for them.
Mm-hmm.
If both parents being career parents works for them, more power to you. If only one versus the other, more power to you. I like to think that it's 2020. There's no reason why mom should be at home and dad is at the office. Dad can also be home and mom can be at the office. There's nothing that says it has to be that way.
Right.
For too
Right.
long, gender roles have been too specific. And, I think a good starting point, while, at-home fathers are, more common today, the percentage is still very, very low in comparison to at-home moms. But I think a good place to start is for, moms, whether you stay at home or not, to, get dad to participate a little more.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you want to go out and have a drink with the girls, dad's not the babysitter. Dad is the father. Dad should contribute. Dad should be there and not, frown at the sight of being with their kids for, 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours or an entire evening or a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You are the parent just as much as she is the parent, and you need to be involved as a father as well. Maybe you don't go straight away to staying at home, but participate.
For sure. That's
Enjoy
good
your
advice.
family. Make it a choice. Be there and be supportive. Whether you're at the office or she's at the office, support your family in whatever way, shape, or form that you can. As far as mind stimulation, yeah, you need a few outlets, and you can see that I've found quite a few creative outlets.
Yeah.
I have
see.
I have a hard time settling just on one. As you can see, Halloween, cake decorating, building ninja courses. I like to use my hands. I don't like to stay stagnant on one thing for too long. You know, I think there's a word for people like myself, which is multi-potentialites,
Oh.
where you have many interests and you are good at many things. I think every at-home parent needs a creative outlet and you know, exercise their brain. And you know, I've found a few that keep me busy, keep me entertained, and you know, keep our family unit going strong as well.
Yeah, and they're very manly things to do, right? So, speaking of the manly things to do you incorporate the kids, by the way? Do they help you?
Absolutely. You know, we try to incorporate them, you know, any fast we can, you know, while making it safe. So they're big fans of Halloween as well. You know, for the first couple of years they wouldn't go in the maze, but now
Oh,
they're
no.
now it just becomes their playground. You know, they can stay out there till 10 o'clock at night, you know, on any given night,
Aw.
except school nights.
Exactly, exactly. Well, so your virtual learning, your technical skills will come in very handy while some parents are struggling a great deal.
That is the first hat. The IT guy.
Yes, I'm sure all your neighbors are going to call you and say, please.
Don't tell anybody.
So, Lena, can you enlighten us about what you would tell the woman that is stuck in the, I don't know, just in the way she's brought up and the way she thinks about, you know, not letting dad participate, not letting him do things for the kids and kind of shutting him out? Is there advice you can give to the little girls out there? That,
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is a true partnership, and if it's not a partnership, it's probably not going to work in an ideal way for the children either. So I guess I would say know yourself, be confident in yourself, and be direct. So if you want to go out, or if you want to exercise, or if you want to spend time just cooking by yourself or doing whatever you enjoy, you should just, you know, say, I'd like to do this, and I am going to do this, and this is what's going to happen, rather than being abstract and not kind of, or beating around the bush. Because I think men and women communicate differently, and I have found that if I'm direct with my husband, then, you know, he's very receptive to my needs and desires to make me a whole person, and then I can be a better wife and mom. So that would be my advice to young girls. Be direct, be confident, don't shy away from the things you want and need in life.
And to share the responsibilities,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, you made them together, you know, you have them together,
That's part of being direct. Please do the dishes.
right, exactly. Why don't we have the kids come out and show us this wonderful obstacle
You want
course?
to have them try it?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
So, tell us about this ninja course. What's your favorite part?
My favorite part is the swings. I like the balls that go up and down.
Very good. You're both very strong, very good at these things.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, do your friends like your Ninja Warrior set?
Yeah. Our next door neighbors play here a lot when we're allowed to. Pretty much the only kids we can interact with.
Ah, because of COVID, right?
And we're
Social
quarantining
distancing.
with them, so.
Okay. So tell us about virtual learning. Today was your first day of school, right?
It was
How-
kind of weird because this is my first day of school.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 6th.
Wow.
Third. It's my first day of school virtual without like hugging people and saying I've missed you and stuff. It was just really weird how they set up the computers and stuff.
Could you see all your friends on Zoom?
It was Blackboard Collaborate. Schoology.
Ah, okay. So how does it work? Does the teacher talk to all of you and you get to just raise your hand and talk, or?
Technically. Yes. And then we have a time schedule. So, for example, 1 hour is math, the next hour is lunch, then it's free time to do our homework, then social studies, then language arts, then specials.
Oh, so they break up the day.
Mhm.
Ah, so do you guys come out here and use this set?
Yes. We were doing it a lot during summer, and we would just come out here and ask our next door neighbors to play, and they would come out. And then after an hour, my mom or my dad would let us go and play Legos at their house.
Ah, I hear you also like Legos. You want to
Uh-huh.
tell us about your Lego sets?
So I got into Legos. I don't know how, but I think my friend over there, he got a Lego set and he built it, and I was like, how did he build this? I want to find out. So we have a Lego bin in our playroom. So I just took a bunch of Legos and smashed them together, and I created something actually really good. And then for my birthday, it was really soon after that, so I asked for Lego sets, and that's what I got. So
Wow.
I have 3 shelves full of Lego sets.
Wow. Do you follow the instructions or?
Yes.
Okay.
But with our Legos at home, I free built because
There's no
we
instructions.
forgot to save the instructions.
Okay.
And we just broke them apart.
Gotcha. My son had Lego City too. Incredible. That means you're going to be an engineer maybe, right?
I want to do a thing at Lego that my dad told me about where you don't get paid and you technically don't work there, but you have a room full of Legos and you can build with them and they might sell your product.
Wow. Very good. Very promising.
So these are my Legos, and this one is Pigsy's food truck. This one is City Pizza food truck. And this one is Mr. Chill ice cream. And these are the 3 sets that are the most common for me to play with. And I have built them, and the reason why I like Legos is because there's so many different combinations you can make with them. It's technically infinite combinations that you can make with Legos.
So tell us about you. What grade are you in?
I'm in 3rd now.
How was school today?
Fine. Not the best day.
Why?
Well, I had a friend that this is going to be my 3rd year being with him, and I wish I could just say, oh my gosh, Campbell, hi. Campbell is his name, but I can't do that anymore during the pandemic.
But
Hopefully next year, when it's still this school year, we can go back to the classroom.
I heard some kids are taking their parents' cell phones maybe onto their play sets in the backyard and hanging out with their friends with their cell phones. Maybe you guys can try that. What do you think?
Our cell phones don't work out of the house. They
Well,
only work
I
near
think
the
you need
house.
mom or dad. Moms and dads are just going to love us.
Listen, they have enough enough tech devices with virtual schools, so we try to keep them off as much as we can. So.
Yes, that makes sense. Perfect sense. Yes. Well, I'm sure you'll see Campbell soon, hopefully, right? So what else did you like about school? Did you like seeing all your friends on Zoom?
Squillity and
Oh, school. Sorry. Did you like seeing them?
we didn't really see them.
So tell us, do you think that there will be bullies? Did you ever have a bully in your school? You don't have to tell me a name. Do you guys have bullies in school sometimes?
We both had a bully.
So now, one positive thing of the pandemic is the bully can't bully you on the internet.
They can cyberbully you.
Oh no, because then mom and dad will. Lawyer and IT, they're history. No. Anyway, guys, so tell me, what is your favorite part that you would tell your friends? What is your favorite part about your family that makes you so different from other families? We're going to go down the line. Dad, you go first.
I mean, as modern family as they come, the Lopez are it. You know, that's what else can you say? You know.
Go ahead, tell us what you think. First thing that comes to mind.
Well, I would say that the first thing that comes to mind for my family and why it's different,
Or why it's so special to you. Why is your family so special?
just because I was born and raised in the same house and with my family, and special moments happen with my family.
That's a good answer.
That's very nice. Why is your family special?
Well, first of all, I never really knew this, but now I know like 5 gardeners in this neighborhood.
Ah, you reminded me. But why is your family so special? And then we're going to get there. Thank you for reminding me.
So it's so special because we get to have a big backyard, bigger than our
Yeah.
friends right there. And actually,
We don't need to compare.
and I just like seeing the plants every time we come out here. And not everybody has a beautiful
Backyard.
backyard and flower bed.
We're going to look at your garden after Mommy goes. You're going to show me your garden after. So, Mommy, what's your favorite part of your family and why is it special?
Oh, well, so many things to name, but I think every morning when I wake up and see them, I get smiles and love and kisses and
And we do a thing called Cuddle Town where she brings one of us into the other's room and we just cuddle there for about 30 minutes.
Oh.
Then we get up, have breakfast, do our day. Me and Max wanted to once do Cuddle Town for 5 hours. 4,000. I requested 4,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time.
I
Mommy
requested-
only has so much Cuddle Town time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Thank you, guys. Show us your garden. Tell us about your garden. But Daddy has to come with you because Daddy's mic'd. Okay. So tell us about your garden.
So one of these, maybe nobody can guess, but I got one of these from my grandma because she's a big gardener.
Okay.
So technically you can tell that this one is the one that she had because I haven't been gardening for a long time.
Well, what
And
is that?
This is chive,
Okay.
and it spreads big, so I'm gonna have to get my raised bed soon, next spring. And also, I saw this hack
Just
that
talk- what
you
else
can
do we have
plant
going on
something
over here?
water and it grows actually. So with that hack, I grew radicchio, and it's actually starting to grow. I did my lettuce.
Is it growing?
Yeah. The Napa cabbage I just planted yesterday, but it's doing well.
Good.
This is the weird part.
Okay.
Virginia doesn't have any tropical areas, and these two pots have ginger in them that
Wow.
I can grow. So we're seeing if that grows, and if it grows, my mom will be excited. She loves ginger.
Ginger's really good for you, right?
I don't usually have all the ginger.
It's really
I think
good
the
for you.
answer is yes.
Yes, yes.
And I'm probably going to plant 4 corns and sell the rest.
Wow. So tell me, how did you get into gardening?
My grandma, and when I was at her house, I visited a big garden.
And
Like,
you,
from there to there 4 times. From the whole Ninja course 4 times, but in different areas. It
wow.
was like that big of a garden.
You really like gardening. Very good. So what do you want to do when you get older?
I want to plant, sell, and keep some.
Gotcha. So you might have your own nursery.
My dad wants me to have a nursery.
Maybe. Yeah.
Awesome. That's
I
awesome.
really want to have a nursery, really big nursery. And I'm probably going to start a planting store when I grow up.
Very good. You'll teach people like me how to plant gardens?
Speaking of teaching people, earlier today in class when I mentioned that I was into gardening, they were like, well, can you teach me? Then I'm like, sure, just start an icon that I can teach you anything you want to know.
Awesome. Wow, that's great. Using your imagination and your IT skills and your creative gardening skills, right? Right.
It's a newfound passion for him.
Yes,
So far,
using
I
your
had this
passion.
for about a month.
Inspired by grandma.
I had this for about a month, and it's doing pretty well. Not all the way there, but 2 more months, then we'll see.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
Hi, I'm Max, and one of my hobbies to do is to garden. These are just a few of my things that I have, but I'm gonna have some more that I'm gonna tell you about. We have, right here, I have some lettuce in the first 2 pots, and bok choy in the second 2 pots. Kale in this pot and Mizuna in this pot. So we have a different type of kale here and some mustard greens. And also I have thyme and beans and other things like mint, rosemary and oregano and other things that I'm going to plant in the future, but these are just a few. Thank you for watching.
I like those balls over here. The ones that go up and down.
Okay.
These ones. Yes, those. But my favorite
Those?
no, the other one is a thing.
Ah, can you swing really fast and high? Awesome. Wow, she's got some upper body strength.
Oh,
Huh?
she's the ninja course queen.
Wow. Hi. He's got you. Whoa, and we got jumps, Tom. Did you get that? All right. Family should have the opportunity to be famous. So today's famous family, the Lopez's, we want to thank you for starting us off. I'm sure it's going to be hard to compete with them, but please share your stories, share your routines to help others, especially in the time of COVID. Let's all get creative and share our stories. Thank you, Lopez family.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.